without Tiger Woods is not fun. Period.
Why do you think that?
Because he was so controversial. You need a villain. I've said this.
Was he the villain?
Oh, he was the villain and the hero.
Yeah.
People who didn't like golf, but were simply either racist or were trying to fight racism would tune in to watch him.
Yeah.
You know, out of either spite or out of support. Tiger was the polarizing. He was Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker rolled into one for a lot of people, and he was just a figure that was bigger than the game, and the game hadn't recovered since then.
Excellence and closing. He could close like none other. I remember even the U.S. Amateur, and I don't know if you were watching him back in that, but he would close. I mean, he'd knock down a 40-foot putt, and he'd be like, I don't know how he did it.
Randy, why is it that everybody tunes in to watch Duke even when Duke's not that great? Why is it everybody tunes in to watch in football, you watch Alabama, you watch Notre Dame. Notre Dame's got their own network practically. Now, the ratings aren't awesome, but they have it because they're Notre Dame. Auburn couldn't carry their own. Alabama probably couldn't carry their own. I mean, it'd be tough. Notre Dame can do it.
All right, let me ask you a question then, because for many Auburn fans, it's been Duffner. Now it's Justin Thomas for Alabama. It at least gives you someone to cheer for.
Well, it does, but if he's not in it, you're just sort of like, eh.
Well, both of them, and more to come. I mean, both of our programs, especially Alabama, are one of the tops in the country, and you would hope that there's more coming behind them.
Yeah.
But that would give us more cheering interest as well, and that feeds back to our college love.
I think it does. I still don't think it's going to be. See, Justin Thomas, I was interested when he did really well on Saturday. He shot a U.S. Open record. So, I mean, that was awesome, and I'm proud of him, and that's fantastic. But when he bogeyed, I think, the first hole and maybe bogeyed the third hole Sunday, and I could tell he just didn't have it. He was the spotlight was a little big, which is that I'm not mad at him. That's normal. When a quarterback goes to the Super Bowl for the first time and he throws 2 interceptions in the first half, I'm not going to be mad at him. That's a big spotlight. I mean, that's tough to deal with. Cam Newton had a horrible Super Bowl. He doesn't mean he's not a good quarterback. He's just, it maybe overwhelmed him a little bit. It happens. It's happened to Peyton Manning. It's happened to a lot of good quarterbacks. And it happened to Justin Thomas. That's okay. This will be good experience for him going forward. Now maybe that won't happen to him next time. Point is, though, Justin Thomas isn't polarizing. I mean, people like Justin Thomas. Somebody might dislike him for whatever reason. I don't see how. I mean, he seems like a pretty nice, regular guy. But people hated Tiger Woods. Or they loved Tiger Woods.
True.
Nobody said, I'm relatively indifferent on Tiger Woods. Nobody ever said that. So when you watched it with either fury or love in your eyes. And it makes a difference.
Very much so. College World Series going on in Omaha. 6 teams remain. SEC just got bludgeoned last night. Poor LSU ran up on a buzzsaw at Oregon State. And Oregon State is doing this to most this year, only losing 4 games to this point in the entire season. That's unheard of. I do believe it's a record, if I'm correct.
I believe you're right, and the other thing is they're doing it without their best pitcher, who has been in some trouble. I'm sure everybody knows a pretty nasty story about when he was 15 and his cousin was 6, and there was some inappropriate behavior, and it's just I don't even know how else to say it, because I'm not going to act like I've gone full steam into this story because I don't want to.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just one of those stories you don't even want to read about and hear about. But Oregon State, give them credit as a team for moving forward past this, because I'd be willing to bet most everybody, if not everybody on that team, didn't know the situation. And granted, the kid was 15 when this happened, but he's only 20 or 21 now, so it wasn't like it was eons ago that this took place. But Oregon State is a strong, strong baseball team. Florida's not bad, though. They had the lead when we walked
they got
in.
great pitching, and that can carry you above most. NBA draft on Thursday, Luke. Celtics traded up. First pick to 7. They actually traded their first pick to the 76ers, and there's deals galore. I was watching a lot and listening in on a lot this afternoon. 76ers team, I want to start with that. This number 1 pick that they'll add to the mix. Are they getting closer, or does it all sit on Joel Embiid, and does he play?
Well, I mean, there's Joel Embiid, there's Ben Simmons, there's probably going to be Markelle Fultz, I guess. They've got a couple other guys, all these young guys, but really all of them are pretty unproven. All of them have been hurt.
True.
I mean, and Markelle Fultz didn't even take his team to the NCAA tournament the one year he was in college basketball. So I mean, we can all talk about how many number 1 picks they have or top 5 picks they have, but it's all about chemistry in some regard too. And I think that it's going to be tough I don't think you're going to see a lot of immediate dividends from the 76ers. No. In fact, I think the Boston Celtics did probably the smartest thing they could do.
2-5-6, 2-3-4, 6-2-2-1 as we continue to go.
By the way, did you hear what the Lakers did today?
No.
They trade D'Angelo Russell and I can't remember another player to the Nets for Brooks Lopez. And the Nets' 27th pick in the draft, which by the time you get past pick number 6 or 7 in the NBA draft, I mean, it's really a crapshoot. I mean, it's really tough to.
So what does that tell us?
It tells me they absolutely loathe D'Angelo Russell. He was the one that snitched on his teammate about the cheating on Iggy Azalea, yada, yada, yada. And, it was so funny that he caught the worst of it, but the guy was messing around. It just makes no sense. But so D'Angelo Russell, Cecil Hurt tweeted this out maybe an hour before the show and said, D'Angelo Russell must be the most annoying person on the planet for them to want to do this deal. Brooks Lopez is scheduled to make, I think, $22 million next year. And so the Lakers are going to take that contract. And we live on a planet where Brooks Lopez is going to make $22 million to play basketball. And I know it's just what the market will bear, and I've always been, but there is something that seems wrong about that. There is something that sort of makes me feel like, okay, that should immediately be dispersed to other people. At least $20 million of it ought to be. Like if he got $2.2 million, I'd say, okay, that seems about right. $22 million for Brooks Lopez?
It's nuts. D'Angelo Russell had not a breakout season, but he had a season that proved he was somewhat worthy of the high pick he received 2 years ago.
Yeah, I think he's a pretty good player. I just think that his fate was sealed with that whole ordeal, and the Lakers just don't want him in the locker room.
A couple more things, a couple more minutes left here on this opening segment. Top 10 games to watch in 2017 as chosen by Sports Illustrated. We'll talk about that. And top 50 college football players in the last 50 years presented by Athlon Sports. It's that time of year. You like to have these silly season, and we'll continue to talk about it as Luke and I can get silly with the best of them. 256-234-6221, more of the Sportz Blitz Live, presented by JR Sports Bar and Grill and Sunshine Heating and Air right after this.
Your comfort is our number one concern. Advanced Heat and Air.
Advanced Heating and Air makes your comfort their priority for any season. Advanced Heating and Air is the region's train dealer and an Alabama Power Superior Solutions dealer that can save you money and energy with a new electric heat pump. Advanced Heating and Air maintains the region's best service team, so rely on us to make your comfort our number one concern. Call 234-5052, and we're there for you.
Auburn Opelika has that perfect something for you. From sophisticated chic boutiques to exceptional dining, there's a retailer or restaurant to make your next visit special. Whether it's elegant fine dining or freshly squeezed lemonade, you'll find the perfect fit for every taste and budget. The food's great and the shopping is too, so be sure to check out the wide array of gifts, decor, clothing, and more. For every occasion, Auburn Opelika has what you're looking for. Let's make your next trip memorable. Visit Auburn Opelika.
It's a crime to pay more than a dime at the all-new Opelika Ford and Opelika Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Every new and pre-owned vehicle, just one dime down, plus credit amnesty. Bring home $350 a week, get up to $30,000 in credit.
It's a crime to pay more than a dime.
10 acres, 1,000 vehicles, just one dime down.
Folks, you've just got to see this place.
The all-new Opelika Ford and Opelika Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Call 800-NEXT-RIDE.
Find everything you need for the perfect outdoor living space at Russell Do-It Center, like the Fire Rock Outdoor Conventional Fireplace, smartly designed masonry systems that are easy to install and are less than half the cost of a scratch-built brick and mortar fireplace. Weber Grills, the best outdoor gas, electric, and charcoal grills, which always come pre-assembled. Yeti Coolers, premium coolers and accessories that are the ultimate in design, performance, and durability. Russell Do-It Center. Experience and knowledge from the pros.
If you're seeing the American cockroach, throw up the red flag. Ladybugs, throw up the red flag. Ants and swarming termites, throw up the red flag. And kudzu bugs, throw up the red flag. That's Red Flag Pest Control. So the caution is on. Call Red Flag Pest Control today.
I'm Scott Davis with Red Flag Pest Control, celebrating our 10th anniversary. Call me today, 256-825-0430.
Ready to put some fun in your life? Whether it's Central or East Alabama, North Alabama, West Georgia, or wherever you're from, Fun Carts of Opelika is your authorized easy-go kart dealer that has no limits on a perfect easy-go kart. Whether it's a fully customized kart or a stock-made kart, we'll deliver it on time and at the best price. Fun Carts gives you the service after the sale, so no matter if it's hunting, tailgating, motorhoming, fleet rental, or just a better way to get around, Fun Carts of Opelika has it and will customize it to your needs. Visit us in Opelika or call us or visit online for the best easy-go carts. Put a little fun in your life with Fun Carts of Opelika.
This segment of Sportz Blitz is brought to you by Bice Motors in Alexander City. Brian and his crew offer the latest lines of Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram vehicles, as well as the best used inventory around. Guaranteed lowest price. Bice.
Luke, I wouldn't call it a new program, but give everybody an update inside the HSA. You shot it this afternoon. When and where everyone can start picking that up on a weekly basis?
Well, we're going to have affiliates carrying the radio broadcast of it sooner rather than later. But right now, most of the way, if you want to see it, is going to be on our Facebook, our social media, Sportz Blitz, Facebook or Twitter, et cetera, et cetera. And today we talked to Chris Nix about a reporter named Lee Davis who just passed away on June 2nd. Pretty famous reporter from the Birmingham area, focused on high school sports, especially in that area, and just an absolute legend. Really kind of maybe a smaller scale Ron Ingram in a sense. He knew everything about the over-the-mountain sports, and if he loved doing player profiles on kids that didn't get a lot of player profiling. You know, they weren't necessarily the 5-star, 4-star, 3-star. They might have been a no-star. And he just talked about good stories about coaches and overcoming adversity, whatever. And we also talked a little bit about Russell Do-It Center, our corporate sponsor. We had lunch with them the other day. And just a couple other things, but each week we're going to try and do something a little different.
Yeah, make sure to tune in, ahsa.com, al.com as well. Hopefully we'll have those segments you're able to pull up there. But all of our radio stations throughout the state will have this shipped out to them, and they can play it as often as they would like on their outlets out there. So if you hear it, if you have stories that you would like for us to cover, we would like to be a little bit like Lee Davis as well. We know that there's a lot of kids out there that get talked about way too much. We'll start now and we won't stop until signing day. And we want to talk about them. But we also would like to talk about some of those programs out there that we're lucky enough to go and see, that the state may not hear about, but they're special. Let's take a Piedmont, for instance, or other programs such as that are just a few that jump to the top of my mind. The leads that we have watched over the last decade just be exceptionally good on the gridiron. We want to talk about them, so if you have storylines, reach out to us, reach out to our producer, Michael Forehand. Segment 2, we like games. Andy Graham brought them to the show. We're going to continue with them. I love them. Every time I'm on the air with him, I tell him I'm not giving you a whole lot. But if we play the games, I may be able to jump in there. What's the chances Florida or LSU make it to the championship finals?
I did see these questions beforehand, and I said 30%. And the only reason it's 30% is because I think Florida makes up the majority of that 30%. I think Florida has a pretty good chance to represent the East. I don't think LSU has a good chance to represent the West. LSU's got to go to Alabama. They play Auburn at home when Jarrett Stidham may have gotten his feet up under him. And I just don't like LSU's chance. They got to go to Florida. I'm just not a big fan of Ed Orgeron either. So I feel like LSU has a very small percentage chance to make it to represent the West.
Yeah, well, it's a good thing that when you ask you questions, you spin it to whatever you choose to spin it to.
That's what I'm
almost certain that Andy's not asking about football here.
What are you talking about?
I'm pretty sure he's asking about the College World Series.
There's no way. You think so?
Well, being that they're the only two left in the College World
Is that what he's
Series,
talking
will
about,
they
baseball?
make the championship
Well, then it just
finals?
it blows up my whole thing. It blows up my whole thing. I'm football centered, man. He needs to be more specific.
Former Florida quarterback Will Greer's West Virginia University now has a better year than any current Florida QB in 2017. What do you think of Greer?
I think he's pretty good. And I think it's like 70% chance that he's better than anybody that Florida has.
You like the transfer?
I do, and I like where he's going. He's going to sling it all over the field at West Virginia. West Virginia's got a chance. They're one of those dark horse teams. No, I'm not predicting them to win a national championship or be in the playoff or anything like that. But I feel like they are a dark horse to be a lot better than people think they will. Like win 10 games kind of good. I believe they could. The Big 12's kind of up for grabs this year. I mean, Oklahoma, they got some uncertainty now at the top, obviously, and you don't know what you're going to get out of Texas just yet. I did predict Oklahoma State to go to the playoffs, but that's just me trying to pull somebody out of the air so I don't pick the same four every year.
Lonzo Ball is taken by the Lakers with a number 2 pick in the draft.
I put it at 50%, but frankly, who knows? I wouldn't do it. I don't understand the hype around the kid. I know he's good, but I feel like it's a little nutty that we have made him into this larger-than-life prospect when obviously he's not even as good as Markelle Fultz, a kid who was in his own conference and who didn't make the NCAA tournament. So I said it was 50% just because the kid is kind of from the LA area. He feels like an LA kid, and when LA is doing things like shipping out D'Angelo Russell, they might be making a move to bring in Lonzo Ball. I don't know. It makes sense, but then again, I wouldn't do it, so I wouldn't put it past 50. I wouldn't make it more than 50%.
What's the chances? Aaron Judge, you may be useless on this one.
Well, I already thought a baseball question was a football question,
so
you tell me.
Do you know who
Yeah, the Yankees. He's awesome.
Wins the Triple Crown.
I put like 1%. That's just not going to happen.
He's hitting .335 with 23 home runs and 53
He'll tail
RBIs.
off. It's just not. It's not going to happen.
Currently in the first two, and tied for first on RBIs.
He will tail off. It's not going to happen.
Okay, Conor McGregor goes the distance with Floyd Mayweather.
I mean, Randy, I think this is like 5%. I know there are probably some MMA guys out there who think that, oh yeah, he's going to get in there and shock the world. I mean, it's sort of like telling a Lambada professional, okay, you win the tango contest when they're professional tangoists. Is that how you say it?
I don't know.
So I don't think, yeah, I know. I'm trying to say they're in the same world of fighting, but it's really two big-time different sports. And there's some MMA. I mean, I'm not going to pretend to know a lot about it either, but it seems like that's about aggression. You get in there and it's just a scrum and a lot of kicking and flailing and doing, and then somebody's bloodied and laying up against the fence and hurt. In boxing, I mean, you might have to be patient. You might have to rope a dope. You might have to, and Floyd Mayweather, he knows how to do that. He knows how to go the distance with somebody.
Which and vice versa. What if they were an MMA fight?
Oh, I think Conor McGregor would beat the tar out of it.
That's fine. So
I mean, it's sort of like if Phil Mickelson is playing Michael Jordan in golf. I mean, Jordan's a pretty good golfer, but he can't beat Mickelson. I mean, it's a different thing. It's not going to happen.
What's the chances as we just close out that segment right there? Again, we want to thank our great corporate partners.
What are the chances I'd make a baseball question a football question?
100%. I was listening for the first couple of lines. I said, I think he's about to talk about the SEC championship. I'm pretty sure.
That's exactly what I thought he meant. It never crossed my mind he meant baseball.
We got about a minute left here on this segment, though. We're coming up on segment 3, Sports Illustrated's top 10 games to watch in 2017. Before we get started, what's your top game to watch in 2017? I mean,
it's Florida State, Alabama. I don't think it's really even close. It could be the number 1, number 2 playing each other for the first time to open a season ever.
Think Florida State's that good, Luke?
I think they're pretty strong. I mean, they're 22 matches up pretty well with Alabama's 22. I mean, they're both pretty strong. And in your opening, the new Mercedes Dome, I mean, it's awesome.
256-234-6221. Want to thank our corporate partners, JR Sports Bar and Grill and Sunshine Heating and Air. More Sports Blitz Live right after this.
Lexus brings exciting offers with rates as low as 0%, rebates for college grads and military, and low monthly payments. The time to save is now at Reinhardt Lexus, where you'll feel like family.
Main Street Family Urgent Care.
Relief has a new address in Alexander City. Main Street Family Urgent Care is now open across from Walmart on Highway 280. From cuts, broken bones, strep throat, and flu, they can help you heal and feel better fast. Open 8 to 8 Monday through Friday, 8 to 6 on Saturday, and 1 to 6 on Sunday.
Main Street Family Urgent Care. Heal better, feel better fast.
Don't you know there's no clean like Peaches and Clean?
Wow, your carpets look fantastic.
Yeah, thanks to Peaches and Clean.
They look new again.
They also clean my kitchen tile.
Simply amazing. I'm calling Peaches and Clean today.
Just call 502-5326. Oh yeah, they have an area rug cleaning facility too.
Peaches and Clean is now expanded to the Alexander City Lake Martin Market. Give them a call at 334-502-5326.
Collar suck fat Peaches and Clean.
TPE Power Equipment is now the trusted name for all your mower and power equipment needs. Whether it's our original Tallahassee location or Opelika location on Fredericks Road, we've got East Alabama covered with the best brands of mowers and power equipment from Husqvarna, Toro, Kawasaki, Echo, and Honda. Right now, get commercial strength Husqvarna zero-turn mowers with our fleet program that offers deep discounts, easy finance, and bonus handheld equipment in one solid package. TPE of Opelika and Tallahassee are the new standard of everything power equipment in East Alabama.
Heads up, we're going back to 77. Disco, bell-bottoms, and Ford F-Series starts its epic run as the best-selling trucks in America. Fast forward to 2017, F-Series is still king for 40 straight years. How? Rock-solid durability, up to the nanosecond technology, and jaw-dropping capability. No wonder the competition hasn't been number one since these. Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 40 straight years.
Bucks Island is one of the oldest boat dealers in Alabama, serving boaters since 1948 with the largest boat showroom in the state. Bass boats featuring Skeeter, cruisers and sport boats featuring Monterey, pontoons featuring Crest, G3 and Voyagers, powered by Mercury and Yamaha. Bucks Island has sold over 10,000 boats and with a full service and parts and accessories department to keep your boat in top condition. Don't buy a boat till you get a Bucks quote. Visit Bucks Island on Highway 77 in Southside or online at bucksisland.com. Give them a call at 1-800-I'm-READY. Bucks Island, where our #1 product is customer satisfaction.
Reinhardt Lexus brings exciting offers with rates as low as 0%, rebates for college grads and military, and low monthly payments. The time to save is now at Reinhardt Lexus, where you'll feel like family.
This segment of Sportz Blitz is brought to you by Dark Insurance, offering insurance for all your personal needs, including auto, boat, homeowners, and disability. Don't be in the dark. Call Dark Insurance at 256-234-5026.
Sports Illustrated's top 10 games to watch in 2017. You said #1 for you. Which is #1 on the list? September the 2nd, Florida State versus Alabama. Could be the highest ranked Week 1 matchup in preseason poll history.
And I think it will be. And I think the other thing is this list is a little deceiving because I think it's going just week by week. Is it not? No, it's not. It's on the 9th. They've got a lot. But there are more important games on the 2nd than just Alabama, Florida. Now, there are other important games, but this is the most important. But on September 9th, you've got Oklahoma at Ohio State. That's pretty good in its own right. And that's really cool now that, I mean, it was cool with Bob Stoops. Now it's cool that you know it's going to be Lincoln Riley's first test, right? And Baker Mayfield's not going to be suspended. I think we all know this.
No.
Georgia at Notre Dame. Well, okay, if you took off the Georgia and Notre Dame part and you just saw their players out there and their records, you might not be as excited. But Georgia at Notre Dame has some history to it. Two very tradition-rich programs. That's going to be a cool game. And Stanford at USC, I don't know why that's on there versus Auburn at Clemson. I'm a Southern guy, so I'm much more intrigued by Auburn at Clemson than I am USC hosting Stanford.
I don't get the Stanford anyway. I mean, Stanford had a nice close to the season after what looked to be a down year to begin with last year, even with McCaffrey on the team. But USC, are you that high on USC this year? Did you think they took a step forward?
I'm not, just because I'm not a big fan of Clay Helton. I don't feel like I believe that they did well last year, obviously, and they go to the Rose Bowl and they beat Penn State and whatever. Okay, that's great. But I'm still not enamored with this team, other than the fact that I think they have a lot of NFL talent. I'm just not sold on Clay Helton's being a national championship type coach. But I have seen a lot of predictions with USC going to the college football playoff. I feel like that's a little lofty for them. I mean, everybody loves Sam Darnold, the quarterback. I think he's good. I don't think he's a national championship caliber quarterback.
Well, they're up next as well. The 5th game out of 10 that we've got listed here, Texas at USC.
You know, I agree, and I think that's a cool game for a number of reasons. Number one, it's a rematch of the 2005 National Championship Classic. Tom Herman, it's not going to be his first test. They've got some other games for that are pretty big, but it's going to be a test for him. And then you've got Tom Herman, who is a relative unknown, going against Clay Helton, who's a relative unknown. That's interesting, and it also kind of takes a little luster off that they don't have two big-name coaches.
And the reason I think that I like this one much more than Stanford at USC is it gives you a feel for both of them. USC did have a nice season last year, but I think these are two of the best up-and-coming coaches if you read in to the feel out there. Do you like one over the other? You know,
I feel like USC is better than Texas. Yeah. I mean, I'm just not. I don't think Texas has recruited as well the last few years, and I feel like USC is going to win this game.
Wyoming at Boise State.
This feels like such a, let's throw the smaller teams a bone thing. I know Wyoming's got a quarterback that everybody loves and thinks can be drafted very highly, and Boise State, they've had some undefeated seasons, yada, yada, yada. Tell me, I think this is the same weekend as Auburn at LSU. Name somebody outside of Laramie, Wyoming, or Boise, Idaho, that would rather watch this game than Auburn and LSU.
I'll leave it at that. Good question. Penn State at Ohio State.
I like it. I feel like this is also kind of one of those throw-in games. Penn State does bring back some talent. I think they can be pretty good this year. But this is going to be a revenge game for Ohio State, and I think that Urban Meyer may just absolutely beat them down.
The second Oklahoma sighting here on this list is you got Oklahoma at Oklahoma State.
Yeah, I love this game. I think, again, this may be Oklahoma State's big test to make it to the national championship playoffs. I believe that. I think Oklahoma State, they bring back a quarterback, a running back, and a receiver. They bring back a high-flying offense and the world's best mullet. I'm pro Oklahoma State right now.
Florida State at Clemson.
That's got to be on the list, right?
I agree. Clemson's had their number the last couple of years.
Tigers have won the last two. And the fact that this is at Clemson, and Clemson will have had, several games to find out where they are, makes this interesting. And for Florida State, this could be an elimination game. Assuming they lose to Alabama week 1, you can't lose again.
Where is Clemson offensively this year?
Well, I think they've got as much talent as anybody. We just don't know a lot about any of it. I mean, it's been the Deshaun Watson show. They still got Hunter Renfrow. He's eating Alabama up. Who's the Will for Auburn? Will, the receiver.
Hastings.
Will Hastings. Hunter Renfrow is Will Hastings times 3. I mean, they seem like the same kid. Hunter Renfrow just gets open, and Hastings does too, but Renfrow makes more things happen with the ball. So he's coming back, and they've got another couple of wide receivers that are good, and they've recruited gangbusters. I mean, they have recruited on the level with Alabama and Florida State, so they're going to be good, but it's all about chemistry. Can they come together, and beat an Auburn early in the season and a Florida State late in the season?
Sports Illustrated's top 10 games to watch in 2017, Alabama at Auburn.
I mean, again, it's just an easy choice. Alabama's won the last 3, all by double digits, but there has been some doubt into the second half in just about all of them. And having, this could be a top 5 matchup by the time it comes around.
And we'll see as we close out another segment here on Sports Blitz Live. Give us a phone call, 234-6221, Dark Insurance Agency, our corporate partner, right there for that segment. So make sure to call on them for all of your insurance needs. 256-234-6221. More Sports Blitz Live right after this.
If you've been putting off that new heating and air unit in your home because of the upfront expenses, Williams Plumbing of Alexander City now has primary financing from Synchrony and can now install brand new heating and cooling systems with zero down, longer terms, and a competitive rate. Call Williams Plumbing at 256-329-8488 and get a free quote and terms and upgrade up to $35,000 in work with approved credit. Williams Plumbing stands behind their work with on-time affordable service for all your heating and air needs, as well as plumbing for zero down financing and great service. Williams Plumbing.
Harbor Point Ship Store has everything to make your day on the lake more enjoyable. Come on out to the biggest marina on the water. They have pizza, hot dogs, burgers, and more. Get your gas, groceries, snacks, ice, and everything you need for a fun day on the lake. Are you in the market for a new or pre-owned boat? Harbor Point has the best selection around of everyone's favorite Crest pontoons and Four Winds boats. Harbor Point also has a great selection of pre-owned boats. Come on out and take a look at Harbor Point, Marina Point Road in Dadeville. Get to the point.
Saturday, July 22nd, Sun Festival, Alexander City welcomes the biggest live act to hit Strand Park to date, Moon Taxi. At Strand Park in historic downtown Alexander City, Saturday, July 22nd. Doors open at 6 p.m. Tickets are only $20 and on sale now at the Alexander City Chamber of Commerce or at alexandercitychamber.com. Presented by the City of Alexander City.
Advantage is defined as a favorable or desirable circumstance or feature, a benefit, and that's just what you'll get with the Gills Auto Sales 5-Star Advantage. Gills Worry-Free Guarantee, a 30-month, 30,000-mile warranty on every vehicle. Specialized maintenance from the area's top technicians and free oil changes with each purchase. Flexible financing to fit any budget or credit situation. Convenience with 6 locations offering quick and easy approvals. And selection, the area's volume leader with over 400 vehicles in stock. There's only one place to get the 5-Star Advantage, and that's only at Gills.
I'm Jimmy Goree with Goree's Furniture. We would like to invite you to come shop our huge selection of furniture. But if you don't have time, we have over 2,000 items you can have shipped directly to your home. Go to GoreesFurniture.com, look for 48-hour quick ship. Shop, click, ship, it's just that easy. You can shop us here or you can shop us online, only at Goree's Furniture.
Your expressway to saving.
Find everything you need for the perfect outdoor living space at Russell Do-It Center, like the Fire Rock Outdoor Conventional Fireplace, smartly designed masonry systems that are easy to install and are less than half the cost of a scratch-built brick and mortar fireplace. Weber Grills, the best outdoor gas, electric, and charcoal grills, which always come pre-assembled. Yeti Coolers, premium coolers and accessories that are the ultimate in design, performance, and durability. Russell Do-It Center, experience and knowledge from the pros.
Athlons. You always pick up an Athlon?
I do, but I want to go back to our last segment about the Wyoming, Boise State thing. I looked it up. It's not Auburn LSU that weekend. It's Auburn at Arkansas, which is still a better game. And there's also Oregon at UCLA that weekend, Tennessee at Alabama that weekend, USC at Notre Dame that weekend, Michigan at Penn State. Oh, and a game, Louisville taking on Florida State in Tallahassee. So you have the past Heisman winner against one of the favorites to win it this year, and DeAndre Francois, and of course Lamar Jackson, who won it last year. All those games are better than Wyoming, Boise State. And that's what bothers me about these lists when you say must-watch games. No, there's like 7 other games I just rattled off that I must watch before I get to that one.
Have you always picked up an Athlons? Or has it lost its luster since the digital age?
No, I still get the magazines.
You still get it?
Even though everything is spoiled by the internet.
Yeah.
Because you know about who they picked and yada. But I still love to, if I'm on a plane or if I'm if I'm at the beach, I still want to flip through and I still want to read that.
Because you always did, I'm guessing.
Oh, God. Let me tell you what I did one time, and if my mom is watching with my kids, she will attest to this. We were coming back from Destin one year, and this is obviously before satellite radio or before the internet and before cars. But no, we're coming back in one of our tourist station wagons, a white tourist station wagon, and I'm going to a grocery store as we're leaving, and they had a cassette tape of a preview of the SEC. So it was, a cassette tape front and back, A and B, of just nothing but talking about the teams in the SEC that year, and there were only 10 teams then. And so I picked that up and just listened to that the whole way back. 4 hours worth of a tape about the SEC. And they had to put this out and get it out to the stores and whatever. So the information on this tape had to be a month old at least. At best, it was a month old. So, there's no telling if there were some people I was hearing about that were suspended or had graduated or whatever, but I loved every second of it. So, yes, I love things like Athlon.
Okay, Athlon's debuted in '67. So to mark 50 years, the publication decided to name the 50 best players of the Athlon era. I'm going to start 50 through 41, okay? Tell me if you think one is wrong or should not be here. Number 50, Desmond Howard from Michigan. Doug Flutie, 49. Danny Werfel, 48. Marcus Mariota, 47. Keith Jackson, 46.
Oh, I'm going to stop you there.
Okay.
I think Keith Jackson was great. I think he was a great tight end. All that's wonderful. But you have to put Keith Jackson on this list, you have left off Derrick Henry and Pat Sullivan. And I just feel like that's nuts.
Do you think they put him here just because if you're going to put an all-Athlon team together that Keith Jackson would be the tight end that would be chosen? So they feel like they have to put one from that position here?
I guess I'm trying really hard. When I think
I'm hearing
tight end,
you, but I agree.
When I think tight end, I think Ozzie Newsome if you think all the time, but he wouldn't have been in the last 50 years. So
yes, he would.
No, Ozzie Newsome wouldn't be.
Oh, man, yes.
Yes, I guess he would.
Yeah.
Is he on this list?
No.
All right. Listen, it just invalidate the whole list.
Keith Jackson, he had the big catch in '85. And
he would be in the last 50 years. That makes me mad. I'm so upset by that. And Keith Jackson being go ahead. He was a good tight end. He was a good tight end that played in a wishbone offense.
I'm gonna pull up his numbers.
And they were not bad numbers. He's obviously he had Jamel Holloway throw into him. He had some, but Oklahoma at that time was so much better. Well, it was Oklahoma and Nebraska. It was a big 2 and little 6. If you remember, it was still the big 8.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to take anything away from Keith Jackson. He was a hell of a player. But he's not better than Ozzie Newsome.
No.
That's not even a debate, right?
I agree. I've always wondered where this one. How about Peyton Manning? Peyton Manning up next at 45.
I think that's low for him.
I do too. Chris Spillman, 44. Reggie White, 43. Jonathan Ogden, 42.
I think that's low for Jonathan Ogden. He was one of the best. He would be my second offensive lineman behind John Hanna.
And you'll see that on the list. And Bruce Smith, defensive end for Virginia Tech, sitting at 41. So really the only one that jumps out to you is Keith Jackson.
Well, and he only jumps out because Derrick Henry and Pat Sullivan aren't on the list. And we'll get to those two later if if we had to choose which one of those to be on the list. But I do have a hard time saying, yeah, I know for a fact Bruce Smith in college at Virginia Tech, while I know he was a good player at Virginia Tech, was better than Pat Sullivan and Derrick Henry. I have a hard time acknowledging that. Or, for that matter, Amari Cooper.
Yeah, good point. Number 40, Randy White. 39, Mike Singletary. 38, Matt Leinart. Ricky Williams, 37. Archie Manning, 36. You think Archie's a little high there? You think
I think people love Archie Manning.
I agree.
And they love to dislike Peyton for whatever reason. Peyton, out of all the Mannings, is the most personable. He's the funniest. He's got the best personality. When you watch him on Saturday Night Live, he's hilarious. He's good in commercials. He's a pretty good actor. But I think the fact that he didn't win the Heisman, which is not his fault, he should have, and the fact that he didn't win the Super Bowl in that first attempt, right? And the fact that Tom Brady beat him so many times, I guess that rubbed some people the wrong way for whatever reason. But Peyton Manning, below his father, seems a little nutty to me.
That seems well off to me. Jerry Rice, 35. Ed Reed, 34.
Okay, can we, again, maybe it's not fair, but you're going to tell me Jerry Rice was a better college player than Derrick Henry or Pat Sullivan. And I'm going to tell, or Amari Cooper for that matter. And I'm going to say, how can you know that? How can anybody say, oh, I watched every game at Mississippi Valley State? The coach at Mississippi Valley State didn't watch every game at Mississippi Valley State.
Ed Reed, 34. John Elway, 33. I think that's high for him.
No, I don't know John Elway. I think he was awesome in college.
Brian Bosworth, 32.
I think that's when you talk. Please, he was a good linebacker, but I mean, you were talking about somebody that lived. I mean, his reputation precedes him. I mean, anyway, and then Steve Entman at Washington, I liked him a lot.
You did?
Yeah, in the early '90s, he was strong. He was good. He had the funky haircut. He looked like a beefed-up Marine. But is he better than Pat Sullivan, Derrick Henry, or Amari Cooper?
No.
He's not. He's just not. This is where Athlon's, it starts to, there's political correctness about this. Well, we got to have somebody from Washington in there. No, you don't. Not if he wasn't one of your best 50.
I agree with you.
If it's your best 49 plus a dude from Washington, okay, put him in there.
Cam Newton comes in at 30.
That's low. I mean, I don't like him, but it's low.
Jack Tatum, 29. Lawrence Taylor, 28. Marcus Allen, 27.
I think it's low for Marcus Allen. Let me tell you something. You talk about somebody who tote the rock.
I agree. Anthony Munoz, 2 USC players back-to-back. Kenny Easley, 25. Johnny Rogers, 24. Yeah, how about that? Johnny Rogers.
Yeah, he was pretty cool. No. Johnny Rogers and the punt return against Oklahoma.
There's some plays there.
Look, we are biased against people we got to see. Johnny Rogers was returning punts against Oklahoma when I was in my diapers. So I'm going to say, I bet you Johnny Rogers isn't as good as Amari Cooper, but you can't compare necessarily just apples to apples, a guy from 72 and a guy from 2014. It's just not. It's not the same.
Larry Fitzgerald, Pittsburgh, comes in at 23. That's low, isn't it? I think it's low.
I think it's high.
You do?
I think he was awesome, but I think it may be a little high.
Okay. Randy Moss, 22. Derek Thomas, 21.
That's low. That's low. That may be as criminal as leaving Derrick Henry and Pat Sullivan off the list.
Derek Thomas finishing 7th in the Heisman Trophy is
at a time when nobody considered defensive players. He had 27 sacks in 1 year. 27. If people have 20 sacks for a career, 4 years, they stay 4 years now, they think they're just put them in the history books. He had 27 sacks in a season when you only played 11 regular season games and 1 bowl game.
And finished 7th.
It's ridiculous.
In the Heisman.
He beat Penn State by himself.
Guess what? I was there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
In Tuscaloosa that game?
I used to go to several games with Alabama.
Or was that game in Birmingham?
I think it was in Tuscaloosa. I believe. Now, if I'm wrong, I
don't remember. I watched that game on TV, and they both had the terrible AstroTurf at that time.
Block punts.
I want to say.
Didn't he block a punt? Or he blocked a kick?
I think he blocked a kick in that game. I know he blocked a kick against Army in '88. He blocked a punt against Vandy in '88, I think. I mean, he was ridiculous.
He was everywhere.
Oh, he was awesome.
He was. O.J. Simpson, 20.
Okay, can't we take a little something off? Can't we? I mean, do we have to put him this out? You're going to tell me O.J. Simpson was better than Marcus Allen? I guess he had some cool highlights, and somebody from that era would have to tell me. I have a hard time believing O.J. Simpson was better than Marcus Allen.
19, Dave
And
Remington.
also want to take off something for the double homicide.
Yes, that helps. Dave Remington, 19. Ronnie Lott, 18. John Hanna, 17. Orlando Pace, 16. And Ndamukong Suh, 15.
And I want to take off something for him. I mean, it's not fair.
For stomping people.
For stomping people in the junk every time he feels froggy about it. I just don't think there's something wrong with that.
If they're going to leave Terrell Owens out of the Hall of Fame, then
that is so weird how we dislike some people for certain things, and other people can do things much more horrendous, and we dig them. I don't understand it.
I agree. Closing this one out, Reggie Bush, 14. Leroy Selman, 13. Tommy Frazier, 12.
You know, as far as college quarterbacks go in a system, there was never a guy better for that system. Never a guy better for that system. He was awesome. What he did against Florida was ridiculous. The one play where everybody just assumed he was down, and he was still carrying people with him and busted loose from all of them. Florida was favored in that game. I know because a tout service told me that Florida was the pick of the year.
I'm not going to ask which one of y'all made that.
Oh, yeah. Let me tell you what, that's a tout service that is no longer in business.
Charles Woodson, number 11.
I mean, really, why do we keep doing this to Peyton Manning? Why do we keep making it? I mean, we keep hurting Peyton Manning's feelings with this. Charles Woodson's great. He's a really good player.
He had a great year.
And
Did he have a great career?
I thought he had a really good career. I mean, he had a really strong, he'd be on the all-time Michigan team. I don't think there's any doubt about that, which he's on the list, okay? He may be top 25. He's not better than Derrick Henry. I mean, I don't think and Derrick Henry may be getting sold short because
it's recent.
His life was cut short in the car accident. I mean, he would have gone on to set several NFL records because he probably would have played 4 or 5 more years, maybe 6 more years.
Who?
I said Derrick Henry. I meant Derek Thomas. Excuse me.
Oh, yeah.
I said Derrick Henry. I'm getting my Derricks confused. I mean Derek Thomas. The car wreck.
Yeah. I was wondering.
But he would have had. I mean, if he has 5 or 6 more years, he's setting a ton of NFL records.
Top 10: Tony Dorsett, number 10. Deion Sanders, number 9.
That's hard to beat.
Vince Young, 8.
Boo! I mean, come on. Better than Tommy Frazier. He just wasn't. He was fun, and he on the list too high.
Hugh Green, 7. Tim Tebow, 6. Bo Jackson, 5. Earl Campbell, 4. Archie Griffin, 3. Barry Sanders, 2. And Herschel Walker, number 1.
It's kind of hard. I mean, especially now that we know Georgia, right?
Yeah.
That we know Georgia just can't get over the hump. Yeah. That they had a dude who took them over the hump by himself.
Multiple times.
Well, he took them to 2 national championship games, right? And won one.
Yeah.
It makes me feel like he's even that much better. You know what I mean? I mean, people always have the Herschel versus Bo debate, and I'm going. Herschel's got the rings, man.
Oh yeah, I don't even. I guess Auburn fans, you could have the argument, but you'd have to bring it back to athleticism overall. But when it comes to just numbers, Herschel has that 4th year. He's so far ahead of everyone that he's light years away.
Well, he does it in a time when you only played 11 regular season games, and people forget. I mean, Derrick Henry set the SEC rushing record, and that's what we're going to get to in a minute. But he did it in 15 games. Yeah. I mean, which is still special. It's still awesome. I still love the guy. But it's 15 versus 12. You know what I mean? Now, there's some other things in there too, and I mean, whatever. But I'm just telling you, Herschel Walker, to me, now that I know the Georgia program more and I know it better, and I know that they can't find a way to get there anymore. No matter what it is, they're gonna drop a pass. Something's going to screw them up on their path to a national championship. And Herschel Walker was able to break through that. It makes me think that much more of it.
256-234-6221. Love to hear from you. Thanks again to Russell Do-It and Building Supply Stores for being our corporate partner on the HSA Radio Network and our segment sponsor here on Sports Blitz Live. Again, give us a phone call, 256-234-6221 here on Sports Blitz Live.
Nissan, it's time to zero in on huge savings at Lynch Nissan of Auburn. 0% financing is back in a big way on many of your favorite Nissan models, but only for a limited time. Buy today and save up to $11,000 off MSRP on remaining 2016s as we make room for the 2017s. Get up to $7,000 off MSRP on the new Altima SL or 0% for 72 months. Just click it and pick it now at lynchnissan.com. Lynch Nissan of Auburn, I-85 at exit 51.
At U.S. Ameribank, there's something very different at the heart of what we do and who we are. It's a spirit that also defines our neighbors, local businesses, and communities. Building on our 116-year history in Alabama, U.S. Ameribank provides something found nowhere else: craft banking. It's an unwavering commitment to handcrafted banking solutions that turns customers into enthusiastic fans. Visit usameribank.com or your local branch to discover the U.S. Ameribank difference. U.S. Ameribank. Banking on values. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Jewelry by Design is Auburn's premier jeweler for over 20 years. Mark and Tammy Nelson invite you to see their unique selection of engagement rings, each crafted to be a one-of-a-kind masterpiece, custom designed with only natural premium diamonds that are never enhanced. Jewelry by Design is also your officially licensed Auburn University jeweler that handcrafts all of their Auburn jewelry as unique as your passion for the Auburn Tigers. For jewelry that's crafted to your style, visit Jewelry by Design on Dean Road in Auburn or online at jewelrybydesignauburn.com.
If you had $6,000, how would you spend it?
I'd pay bills.
How about a new car? Vacation!
At Hyundai of Auburn today, you can get the new car and do the other things.
What? How?
Pick out your dream car and drive away with as much as $6,000 to spend however you'd like.
America's best warranty and $6,000?
Luxury and $6,000.
Be thinking how to spend your $6,000. HyundaiofAuburn.com.
Vacation!
What's the verdict?
Can't fix your heat pump. Need a new one.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Daikin.
Call on Kevin Kill in Sunshine Heating and Air at 256-825-4849, Central Alabama's premier Daikin dealer.
So what's he thinking?
Oh, he's thinking Daikin.
Daikin, one of the top selling in the world.
Now I'm thinking Daikin.
Daikin. Comfort for life. Now is the best time to see the good guys the locals know, Alex City Marine. With last year being our best year yet, Landau Pontoons has increased Alex City Marine's allocation of Landaus for the 17 season. Our Suzuki outboard selections are at an all-time high. Alex City Marine is now also Lake Martin's exclusive Manitou pontoon dealer with a full line of the luxurious Manitou Tri-Tune with patented V-Tune technology for top performance. Get the best selection now of Landau and Manitou pontoons. Alex City Marine, Lake Martin.
All-Athlon Dream Team. We just mentioned the top 50. Here's the team that they chose for the All-Athlon team. Tim Tebow at quarterback, Herschel Walker and Barry Sanders at running back, Randy Moss and Larry Fitzgerald at wide receiver, your tight end Keith Jackson, John Hanna, Jonathan Ogden, Orlando Pace and Anthony Munoz. Offensive line, Dave Remington, your center, Hugh Green and Randy White, the defensive ends, Leroy Selman and Ndamukong Suh. Defensive tackles, your linebackers are Derek Thomas, Lawrence Taylor, and Brian Bosworth. Cornerback, Charles Woodson and Deion Sanders, and safety, Ronnie Lott and Kenny Easley.
It feels like the weakness, now, and this is all strong, okay, but if you're looking for a weak link, I would say safety or defensive end. And I feel like I better duck because Hugh Green was fantastic. But Randy White to me seems like a stretch. You're telling me there's not been a better defensive end in the last 50 years? Charles Woodson, Deion Sanders, though, it doesn't matter. The safety's never going to come into play.
Yeah.
I mean, you ain't completing a pass. And then offensively, you got John Hanna, Jonathan Ogden, Orlando Pace, and Anthony Munoz blocking for you, and you're going to hand it off to either Barry Sanders or Herschel Walker. It doesn't matter that Tim Tebow's your quarterback. With this offense, I would probably say, give me Tommy Frazier. Give me anybody. And I'll be okay.
Highest ranked player missing from one ballot, Archie Griffin. Highest ranked player missing from 2 ballots, Vince Young. Highest ranking for a player not in the final 50, Eddie George at 6.
Because somebody went straight Ohio State homer. There's just no way you put Eddie George at 6.
Highest ranking for a player on only one ballot, Andre Ware, 17th.
You know, Andre Ware was pretty strong.
He was.
But I think they may deduct points from
what he did in the pros.
Well, from his broadcasting. He's a hard listen.
You see Jesse Palmer's done.
We get to that.
Oh, man. Thank you. All right, number of players who received at least one vote, 137. Number 1 votes, Herschel Walker, 9, and he just lapped everybody else. That tells you how far Herschel Walker was above everyone else. Tim Tebow in second with 3. Players on every ballot, Herschel Walker, Barry Sanders, and Earl Campbell. Players on all but one ballot, Archie Griffin, Bo Jackson, Tim Tebow, Hugh Green, Deion Sanders, Charles Woodson, and Tommy Frazier.
Okay, so you're going to tell me, again, that Derek Thomas isn't on every ballot, which is a joke, And John Hanna's not on every ballot. John Hanna is widely regarded as the best offensive lineman that's ever been. Like, he is you say, here's the benchmark, here's where we're shooting for. If you can just get to right under here, we'll be happy. You know, here's John Hanna, and here you are, you're an All-American. John Hanna was the man.
Are you not? I'm a little surprised that Tommy Frazier is on.
I'm not. I love Tommy Frazier.
Okay.
Let me tell you what, he made Nebraska cool, man. I mean, Nebraska was already, they had Lawrence Phillips in too. I mean, God, he was good. He was so perfect for that system.
The panel that brought this, Tony Barnhart, Michael Bradley, Matt Brown, Jimmy Birch. Yeah, I'm not going to go through the rest of them. A lot of names you recognize, though. Bruce Feldman.
Well, Barnhart and Ivan Maisel, Stuart Mandel. I mean,
good people.
Yeah, I don't know everybody on this list, but one of them's got to be an Ohio State homer. If you put Eddie George at 6 on this list, you just weren't paying attention. You misspelled Derek Thomas or something.
We're going to come back more or less. More games that we continue. What's your favorite one? You and Andy?
Oh, I like them all. I like the ones that get goofy towards the end. Gives us a chance to use creativity.
256-234-6221. Go ahead and take a quick break here on Sportz Blitz Live. When we come back, we'll be into hour 2. We'll give away our players of the week here. In the summer months, we normally talk about key recruits around the state and kind of feed you in on those with our players of the week. So stay tuned in for that, and couldn't bring it to you without all of our great corporate partners.
If you haven't been to Big B Barbecue in Alex City, then you're missing the best barbecue around. Big B has everything from the best pulled or chopped pork, chicken, and beef to cheeseburgers and grilled chicken salads. Bring your friends and family out for a great dinner and sit outside on our beautiful patio, or sit inside and enjoy your meal by the fireplace. So come in and join us and enjoy the best barbecue in the area only at Big B Barbecue, located on Highway 22 West in Alex City.
At U.S. Ameribank, there's something very different at the heart of what we do and who we are. It's a spirit that also defines our neighbors, local businesses, and communities. Building on our 116-year history in Alabama, U.S. Ameribank provides something found nowhere else: craft banking. It's an unwavering commitment to handcrafted banking solutions that turns customers into enthusiastic fans. Visit usameribank.com or your local branch to discover the U.S. Ameribank difference. U.S. Ameribank. Banking on values. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Lex Wedgeworth has been the most trusted pest control company for a generation, and now we're proud to announce our new name, EnviroCare. You can expect the same high standards for all your pest control needs, and EnviroCare's exclusive Centricon termite colony elimination system that provides the industry standard to protect your home or business. The EnviroCare Centricon termite protection protects your home year-round. Call the professionals of EnviroCare throughout Central East Alabama. Call for a free estimate. Nobody cares like EnviroCare, the next generation of full pest control for your home or business.
A1 Four Seasons, a division of Jackson Refrigeration, is Central Alabama's Alabama Power Superior Solutions dealer. With the summer months approaching, the temperatures are rising, and so will your power bill if you don't have one of the latest 410A heat pumps. With R22 Freon prices on the rise, now is the time to make the switch to a new, more efficient unit that will save you hundreds of dollars on your yearly power bill. Call A1 Four Seasons at 256-234-4457.
In a world that's ever-changing, you have to be sure that your choices are the right choices. At Central Alabama Community College, you'll know you made the best choice. Whether choosing a technical degree program, taking courses to transfer to a four-year college or university, or being a part of our national championship winning traditions, get a sharper focus on your life by choosing one of our 3 convenient locations: Alex City, Childersburg, and Talladega. Central Alabama Community College. Central to you, central to your success.
Ask what makes it the best 3 Series ever, and we'll tell you it has more advanced suspension and steering, or even more control of the road. And it's near perfectly balanced to put performance first. But ask if we're aware the competition mimics us just to keep up? No comment. The BMW 3 Series.
Visit BMW of Columbus on Whittlesey Boulevard or shop bmwofcolumbus.com.
This segment of Sports Blitz is brought to you by Alex City Marine, the Lake Martin area's premier new and used boat and motor dealership. Find out more at alexcitymarine.com.
Great to see so many of these segment sponsors that have been on with us for many, many years. And Alex City Marine that you see here is the segment sponsor. It's a great time of year to go out and get a leisure boat to a bass boat. Alex City Marine's a great place to call on if you're having issues as well with your boat, with their maintenance program. So call on them today. Thanks again for them being our segment sponsor. I want to move into our Players of the Week, Luke. Got great network sponsors throughout the state as we bring those up. So, Michael, if you'll start rolling them along. And this is a tremendous athlete here in the Lake Martin and Tallapoosa County region. Kinsley Blassingame from Horseshoe Bend High School. She's our Lee Marketing Group Lake Martin Area Player of the Week. Standout pitcher, capped her remarkable career by being named the 2A Pitcher of the Year by the Alabama Sports Writers Association. Very deserving. Congratulations to her.
Let's move on to our sign source, Lee County Player of the Week, and that's Rowdy Jordan from Auburn High School. The senior shortstop led his team to the 7A Championship Series and was awarded for his efforts by being named to the ASWA 7A First Team All-State Team.
And moving on, and thanks to all of our partners out there, Lee Apparel and Promotional Products brings you the East Alabama Player of the Week. It's Austin Thaxton from Smith Station High School. The senior designated hitter was awarded for his monster season at the plate by being named a second-team All-State honoree in Class 7A by the Alabama Sports Writers Association.
The Concrete Talladega County Player of the Week is Bailey DeLoach from Fayetteville High School. The standout outfielder was honored as a first-team All-State selection for Class 2A by the ASWA.
Moving on to our other Players of the Week. This one is our AHSA Radio Network Player of the Week, brought to you by Russell Building Supply and Russell Do-It Center. Tanner Burns from Decatur High School, the Decatur Star and Auburn signee, was recently named Collegiate Baseball's National Player of the Year after a stellar senior season, and great news there on the Plains as he will bypass what looked to have been a very high draft position into Major League Baseball, and he'll head off to Auburn with 3 years to play. 3 years must play, Luke. That makes it more fun. Makes that news even better than what you get in basketball. Are you hearing basketballs thinking about going back to not sticking with one and done?
No,
and
there's actually been talk that they're going to go to 2 years.
I heard the opposite.
I don't know how you do it now.
I know.
It feels like the toothpaste is out of the tube. I get the argument both ways. I mean, I can tell you for basketball, college basketball, it just makes it less fun to me. I like it when kids stay and you get to know them a little bit. And then it makes the NBA more fun because not everybody is LeBron James. We just don't know them coming out. And I think Dwayne Wade actually stayed 3 years, which is one of the reasons we knew him. He led Marquette to a Final Four. And that was a pretty cool thing. But right now it looks like somebody like Colin Sexton who's going to Alabama or Austin Wiley at Auburn. It doesn't look like you're going to have those guys much more than a year. You're going to have Austin Wiley more than a year because he just graduated early, and if he could have left last year, he would have left.
Yeah, Colin Sexton is that's got to be the buzz around him too.
Oh yeah, I mean it certainly is. He makes no bones about it. That's what he wants to do. Now, if the year doesn't go the way he's planned, I mean maybe he won't do it. There may be reason not to do it, but in the end, it's almost better to go if you're a late first rounder, get your guaranteed money, than to hang around college basketball for a year, take a chance at getting hurt, and maybe not ever playing basketball again. Who knows? So there's got to be a happy medium in there some way to make college basketball better. I just don't know what the answer is.
I know we've talked about it at length, but it's a good segue in. So let's talk Alabama basketball and Auburn basketball. You got good friends over there that I'm sure are thrilled with the opportunity that this year presents, especially with a very talented player in Colin Sexton coming in with another huge class, a great class by Avery Johnson, maybe one of the best that we've seen in Alabama history.
Yeah, John Petty, of course, and Alex Reese, the kid out of Pelham. They're Herb Jones out of Moundville area. So, I mean, yeah, there's and the kid out of Mississippi. And then the transfer, Daniel Giddens, who sat out from Ohio State. He's 6'10", I think, and I mean, he's a big guy, and he's talented. He was a 5-star recruit coming out of high school. Now, went to Ohio State, didn't average a lot, did okay, but sat out, came back to Alabama, going to be a little bigger, hopefully a little better. We'll wait and see. But, yeah, I think this year's important for Avery Johnson. I think he knows that. There's some guys coming back that are going to be integral. And also Alabama's schedule is awesome. I mean, look, Vandy went to the NCAA tournament with, 14, 15 losses last year. And Alabama may be that kind of team where, look, they're going to Tucson to play Arizona. They'll probably be ranked number 1, or they'll be close to it. They've got Texas on the schedule. Alabama's got, I want to say, like BYU and Minnesota in some tournament. They have put together a schedule that is, you're like, okay, that's the schedule I want. And you get Arizona to go to a home and home. I mean, that's a big deal. It's hard to get these blue blood programs, and Arizona is one of those now. It's hard to get these kind of programs to agree to 1-and-1s, home and homes with you. And Alabama was able to do that with Arizona.
I'll say this, and it may be a stretch year one, but I think Herb Jones is
He's underrated, yeah.
Underrated, undervalued. He is long.
Lefty,
can handle the ball. He actually played a point in the All-Star game.
Mm-hmm.
6'8", 6'9", looks like he could use the weight room.
Yep.
But he's a tough guy. You see skinny guys that aren't tough.
Country strong.
That play weak. He doesn't play weak at all. I'm looking forward, even as an Auburn fan, to see Herb Jones play. Auburn's in the same boat. If you've seen pictures of Austin Wiley, he looks like the meal plans worked well for him. He is a massive, massive human being. We saw him at the All-Star game also, and very seldom we've been lucky enough to be around some guys that you go, my, DJ Fluker is one that jumps out. But Austin Wiley in person is a very big dude, and to go along with some other good pieces for Auburn. So this should be a exciting year for the state of Alabama, to say the least. You hope that we start getting over the hump. You hope you don't just keep saying this over and over, but as good a buzz as I can remember for both of our programs for quite some time.
It feels fun. Yeah, it feels fun too. I mean, to actually
say this. Yeah.
To
Colin
be
Sexton could be a lottery pick. Austin Wiley, a lottery pick. When's the last time Auburn or Alabama said that?
It's fun to think about. Now, meanwhile, Kentucky got, 6 or 7 5-stars in this last class? I mean, it's kind of ridiculous. But, Alabama and Auburn are going to be up there. Alabama's already been picked to be in a lot of top 25s. And I think Auburn's one of those teams that gets picked to be right on the cusp of that.
Yeah.
So I think the difference is I think some people bought into Auburn a year early.
Yeah.
And now they're scared they're going to get burned by them, so they don't want to put them in the top 25. This is year 4 for Bruce Pearl.
Yeah.
That seems crazy to say. But it's year 4, so I think this year he needs to have some results. I mean, he's not in any danger. He's not on the hot seat unless the bottom falls out. But if Auburn doesn't make the tournament again this year and is not a threat to really be in the top 25, what would you feel like?
A huge disappointment, because I saw the talent on the court last year. I saw Harper and I saw the top end with him. You watch Purifoy and you say if you could just put a whole season together. Herron's a scorer. Mm-hmm. He can only get better. Austin Wiley in the post. These are all guys that, I'm not saying that they're all pros, but they're all very good players in my mind from what I've seen Auburn throw out there on the court over the last 20 years. So it would be a huge disappointment if that crew that got that many minutes last year and returned that many solid players, with a McLemore also in the middle, who had a great season last year as a freshman. My expectations have risen, and I will no longer be happy. That's the reason I hope that we're not sitting here again next year going, boy, that recruiting class sure has us Auburn, Alabama fans looking forward to basketball. But we'll go ahead and take another break. 256-234-6221. Congratulations to all of our players of the week here with AHSAA and Sportz Blitz.
Purchasing a new home is easier than you think, and America's Home Place can show you the way. For over 41 years, we've built thousands of homes for people just like you. We guide you through the entire process, from purchasing a lot, finding financial options, to putting the finishing touches on your beautiful new house. Come to our showroom and see over 100 customizable floor plans. Visit us online at americashomeplace.com/TV for a free floor plan book. America's Home Place. We make building easy.
Now is the best time to see the good guys the locals know, Alex City Marine. With last year being our best year yet, Landau Pontoons has increased Alex City Marine's allocation of Landaus for the 17 season. Our Suzuki outboard selections are at an all-time high. Alex City Marine is now also Lake Martin's exclusive Manitou pontoon dealer with a full line of the luxurious Manitou Tri-Tune with patented V-Tune technology for top performance. Get the best selection now of Landau and Manitou pontoons. Alex City Marine, Lake Martin.
Whether it's a dream house or corporate real estate, Concrete has the skill, expertise, and talent to exceed your expectations. Trust Concrete to build a foundation for your future. Our work ethic and dedication are always in keeping the competition on their toes. We specialize in residential and commercial development in the Coosa, Talladega, and Shelby County areas. Call us today for your next project, 256-245-4211, or check us out on the web at con-crete.com.
If you currently have an FHA mortgage, this commercial is for you. Most people that currently have an FHA mortgage are working with Home Place Mortgage to refinance their current loan. Several items have changed to make now the perfect time to refinance. FHA has reduced the amount of monthly mortgage insurance. Current interest rates for FHA loans are at all-time lows. FHA has eliminated the need for new appraisal. Most people will be able to refinance with little or no closing costs. This is the opportunity that you have been waiting for. Call now to start saving.
This is the sale you've been waiting for.
Don't miss the Drive and Discover event at Bice Motors in Alex City.
Great looking trucks and great looking discounts.
New 2017 Ram 1500 Express Quad Cab 4x2 with Hemi, $259 down, $259 a month for 36 months.
Buy it at Bice.
New 2017 Jeep Cherokee, equipped, not stripped, as low as $18,987.
BiceChryslerDodge.com.
And I know when I need it, I can count on you. Like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah. Ooh.
You can count on the caring team at Brown Nursing and Rehabilitation. Our services include physical, speech, and occupational therapy. Brown Nursing and Rehabilitation, 256-329-9061.
Luke, got a couple of interviews we'll close out the program with tonight. Coach Danny Horn caught up with Scott Hardy a couple of weeks back, and we'll also close out with the Outlook here in Alexander City is celebrating their 125th anniversary. And one thing we'll be working with Lizzie, who is the sports editor over there, and by the way, she's doing a tremendous job.
She is great.
She gets out and about. There's nowhere we go where we don't see her, and that's a big compliment. But she'll be highlighting some of the top sports stars from this area. And so we'll close out the program tonight as Scott Hardy caught up with Justin Tuck a few months back. And there's no question that Justin Tuck will be one that will be highlighted in that 125th anniversary edition. Segment 8, who you got? So we'll close out the program with this one on our side and then have those two. Cowboys or the Redskins?
I mean, it's Cowboys, right? Look, I kind of want to say Redskins because I'm not a big Jerry Jones fan. It's a love to hate kind of thing. But I mean, there is something that feels wrong about saying Redskins. I mean, there's something that, like, at first I thought that was a little bit of overreaction. I kind of do think they should. I'm a traditionalist, so there's part of me that wants it to stay. But yeah, I think Redskins is pretty bad.
When was the last good Redskins team? Luke, is it?
Ooh, real good one?
Yeah, like
it's been a while.
Like very competitive, in the mix.
It's hard to say.
As you were talking, that's what I was thinking.
It doesn't feel like they've been relevant for a while. And back, they had John Riggins and they had Doug Williams.
And I'm thinking of Rippon, and they go through with the Hogs and win. I mean, they win
used to have the
away.
offensive line that would just maul people.
That's 25 years ago, Luke. That's a long time for that program. That's one of the blue bloods.
Oh, they're
the NFL.
Like if you ranked NFL programs all time, they'd be in the top 5. There's no doubt.
And so it's crazy to think that they've gone down. The Dallas Cowgirls or the Laker Girls?
Oh, I think it's the Cowgirls. Like, who outside of L.A. had a poster of the L.A. Laker girls? I mean, they're all good looking, don't get me wrong.
You probably had a Dallas one, though?
Yes, of course I did.
With a waterbed?
Yeah, look, in my room, I had a waterbed, a sauna, a jackpot machine, and a fireplace, and a pinball machine.
And you had to pass Austin's room to get to you. That smell.
So if you could get through the feet
that lingered to full feet, full-blown sweaty toes coming down the stairs. So Aerosmith or Guns N' Roses?
I mean, Aerosmith, I think this is pretty easy. I mean, Guns N' Roses had what a lot of people consider to be maybe one of the best albums of all time, but then their follow-up, the follow-up that they just did, the much anticipated follow-up was kind of a dud, right? I mean, I'm not a big rock and roll guy. You're probably more into it than I. No. But Aerosmith, I feel like they've had more hits.
How far ahead is Prince than those two bands?
Oh, I think a lot more.
It's not even close.
No, I don't think it's close. Prince was awesome.
I just had to go ahead and get that out there. Shawshank Redemption or Forrest Gump?
Okay, spoiler alert, I've never seen Shawshank Redemption all the way through.
Oh, my.
Isn't that weird?
Why?
Because I didn't see it in the theater. And I'm
uninterested when you
watched it?
watched
No, I'm interested in watching it now, and it's pop culture, so you'd think I'd want to see it. I'm a big pop culture guy.
Man.
So I need to see it, but it's one of those things where every opportunity I have to see it, I'm like, okay, I'll see it at some other time.
That's odd.
That's really odd. I've never seen Schindler's List.
Both. Oh, man.
I know, I'm stupid. I know, I don't, you don't have to tell me these things. I know that. I mean, I'm watching Weekend at Bernie's 2 versus watching Schindler's List and Shawshank Redemption. And I know how stupid that is.
That should tell everyone where your humor is.
I know, exactly.
Paul Newman or Steve McQueen?
Oh, Paul Newman. He's got a salad dressing. You gonna eat a salad dressing from Steve McQueen?
Do you like Steve McQueen?
He's all right.
Are you into action?
Oh, I love action.
High action movies.
I love action, and Steve McQueen's a great actor. I mean, but I think him versus Paul Newman, that's a no mas.
I'm with you. Ribeye or ribs?
Ribeye.
Yeah, I'm not. Wow.
I like ribs. I do. I mean, it doesn't mean I don't like ribs.
I had ribs last week, and while I was eating the very small amount of meat that was around those ribs, I was thinking, my brother cooked them. I was thinking to myself, why do we go through all of this for this very small amount of meat?
You know, first of all, I'd say the same thing whenever people do crawfish, and they love to have a crawfish boil. I think it's more about the boil and the socializing. Because really, I mean, by the time you get all that work and then you have to get all that funk off of you, you have to take 3 showers to get the crawfish boil off of you. Was it really worth it? I could have just texted y'all.
Another Joe Random for you here. I remember the first time I went to Dreamlands. I'm sitting here thinking of Dreamlands.
It's just Dreamland, by the way. It's not several lands.
Well, that's okay. It should be lots of different lands.
I know, it's awesome.
But it was to come and watch you play in a high school basketball game.
You're good, wasn't it?
Boy. And that's different than what my brother cooked the other night.
Oh, it's strong. That was back in the day.
Sorry, Craig. My brother can cook.
We went to Dreamland. The first time I took my parents to Dreamland, they heard so much about it. And my mom goes in there and she goes, I'm just going to have the sandwich. Because on the menu at the time, now if you go to Dreamland, you can get banana pudding and you do this. I got one on 280. And it's still good, but the shack with the line and the white bread and the whatever, that was the thing. And so they said, you sure you want the sandwich? She goes, yeah, I'll just have the sandwich. So they brought back white bread, 3 ribs, piece of white bread. And like the bone is still in it. So, I mean, it's only a sandwich in looks. Like if you tried to bite into it, all your teeth are broken because you're going to bite dead on a bone. So there was it was just the look on her face when it came back. We were like, we tried to tell you their menu was like 3 things. It was ribs, some more ribs, and white bread. And that was the menu. That was all you had. And then somewhere on there, she found sandwich.
The airing of grievances, where do y'all carry that?
Well, the airing of grievances usually is when we're upset about something.
Okay.
Are
you upset about anything in the off season?
I'm kind of upset there's not more drama out there. I'm kind of upset that we usually in the off season we have more to be upset about. This year, there really isn't that much to be upset about, and I kind of miss it. I kind of miss the drama.
I watched 2 of my normal afternoon, it used to be, but when I can get to the gym and I'm on the treadmill, my normal afternoon shows, and Nick Saban and Lane Kiffin's feud came up on both this afternoon.
Well, that tells you that we have nothing to talk about.
Is there anything there?
Because there was a book by Phil Savage that talked about it.
Yeah.
And so he just brought it up. And it just tells you we live in a 24-hour news cycle for sports, for whatever, and they got to find something to fill some time. I'll tell you something that I could air about. Last night, while I was eating some ice cream and lying in my bed and my stomach was hanging over my pajamas a little bit, on comes American Ninja Warrior. And they're talking about people that have overcome this and that and done that. And if that didn't make me feel bad enough, right after that, the Spartan race comes on, like Spartan Challenge. Yeah. So it's like American Ninja Warrior, but each team has 5 members. So now it made me feel bad for not being in better shape and that I don't have 4 friends. So I was really feeling bad about myself.
Well, let me
Thank
tell you,
NBC.
You've got 4 friends. You've got 4 that I could probably come up with in the next few minutes. But
in the next few minutes.
But there is a huge but.
Yeah.
The 4 friends that I'm thinking of, me being one of them,
ain't none of them doing the Spartan challenge.
Would not be doing the Spartan challenge with
Let me tell you, but it was funky to watch because these people had to train for some of this stuff. You can't just lift weights and then say, I'm going to do a Spartan challenge. You got to get in the mud. You got to go underneath. And everybody was grabbing everybody in the junk to pick them up over stuff. I mean, you got to trust and care about these people. I don't trust and care about a lot of y'all.
So, because you watch this, is that the reason you
just
went
made me feel bad. I'm just saying, thank you.
Is that the reason you went for the first time in 5 years to basketball today?
I did go to basketball day for the first time in 5 years at lunch, and I'm feeling kind of sore. And if you could watch me stand up, and I'm not going to let you, you would see one of my knees pretty much gives out. And I mean, it's kind of, it's sad to see because now everybody, when I was growing up, people worked out and people played sports or whatever, but it was more cool to be, I grew up in kind of the grunge era, which, kind of sucks for me because I went to Alabama when everybody was into Birkenstocks. It's not like now. You go on Alabama's campus now, and everybody's got the shorty shorts and everybody's in shape, and it was like working out was sort of, you're a workout guy. Like now people work out and not just work, they work out to better themselves and they look good and they're tan and it's awesome. And when I was there, it was all grungy and Birkenstocks and not sundresses, kind of like skinny muumuus and stuff like that. It wasn't cool stuff. And I just wish I could go back and like it would be cool to work out because I didn't work out. I never worked out. I played basketball and I'd play some other stuff, but I'd never work out. I definitely wouldn't do a Spartan race. I wish somebody had come up with a Spartan race. I wouldn't have done it, but I would have felt better knowing that it was available to me.
This one has veered way off course.
It has veered. Look, this is what airing of grievances does to people.
You and Andy, y'all are good at it.
Yeah, well, because we're more. You're not a Seinfeld guy.
Y'all can just sit there and do that.
We can quote a lot. Seinfeld now. You were talking about airing of grievances. People thinking Big Bang Theory is a good comedy. I've tried to suffer through one of those episodes. I didn't laugh once. It's just not funny. Watch a Seinfeld and then watch a Big Bang Theory.
It one of the best?
It's different area codes.
It is so bad that I watch 0 programs and just don't have time. But I don't hear the talk, and I know that's a different day and age. We're all consumed with that right there. And we're consumed with different ways that we take in our media. You and I will go home tonight, we'll lay into bed, and we'll probably watch some videos that'll be sports clips or and it won't have anything to do with the TV monitor.
No, I'll have the TV on,
yeah,
and I'll play Words with Friends, or I'll watch a video, or I'll do something.
Or you'll be on Twitter.
I got two of my young kids are staying with me right now for a couple more weeks. I'm gonna pick up my oldest kid. What I've noticed with them, they don't care if TV's on or not.
I know.
It is all about this, all about the iPad, and they will, if they want to see something, they'll watch it on this. And it's kind of funny. My 7-year-old Walker, he's a really funny kid, and so like they're so influenced by social media or whatever, and he loves America's Got Talent, but he doesn't care about watching it on TV.
No.
He watches it on the thing. And the other day I had it on TV, he was like, wow, it's so much bigger on the, I was like, yeah, it's on the television. You ever seen one of these? And but one of the guys got up there, this comedian gets up there, and he just bombs. I mean, he's just awful. Had this whole bit about Shaka Khan that was just terrible and out of date. And I said, God, that was bad. And Walker said, well, yeah, I feel sorry for him. And I kind of looked back at him like, oh, he's got some empathy. And Walker said, it's still a no from me, but I feel sorry for him. Like he's an actual judge. I was like, okay, now that seems more like he's still not going through to the next round of the Walker's Got Talent. But anyway, They love to do the games. Yeah. They love Family Feud. They love it. They love Steve Harvey so much that I'm not joking about this. Now when we go on road trips, they make me, I did it one time thinking that'd be funny. I say, hey everybody, welcome to the Feud. This is Steve Harvey. We got a good one for you today. And they make me do that. And I have to come up with my own questions and my own answers. So when I ask them a question, you know, it's hard to come up with all these questions. I don't know how the Family Feud people do it. So I got to come up with these questions, and I just randomly assign answers and numbers to them, and they get upset. They're like, there's no way that only 47 people said that answer. And I'm like, well, I just made it up. So, I mean, I don't know how official this poll is. You asked me to make a game up. I made it up. Now you're mad at me for the rules? That doesn't work that way.
It's a different day and age.
It's just, you know, it's funny stuff.
Well, we'll go ahead and take a break here. When we come back, we've got a couple of interviews to close out the program. I want to thank you all for tuning in tonight. JR Sports Bar and Grill, Sunshine Heating and Air, Advanced Heating and Air Conditioning as well will be your segment sponsor here. 256-234-6221 is always our phone number, and the phone lines as we head into football season will be open for you. More Sports Blitz Live right after this.
So, you may not know it, but you've seen our work everywhere. For a combined 50 years, SignSource has been Central Alabama's premier option for all your sign needs. Custom signs for your business, club, or organization, wraps and decals for your vehicle or boat, full-color banners for your big sale, or a photo collage on canvas for grandma, all with fast, friendly, prompt service. Check out our website at signsourcenow.com. 888-533-6758. Go straight to the source. SignSource.
Lakeside Marina and Watercraft Rentals have spring fever and are happy to announce that Bennington is back. Lakeside Marina at Blue Creek is now Lake Martin's Bennington pontoon dealer with all models of Bennington pontoons that deliver speed, power, and stability with their elliptical sport packages and best-in-class styling and luxury. See the full line now for best selection as well as the all-new personal watercraft from Kawasaki. Lakeside Marina at Blue Creek, #1 for a reason. Lakeside Marina is also your authorized Easy Go kart dealer for Lake Martin.
Got your eye on a new Nissan? It's time to zero in on huge savings at Lynch Nissan of Auburn. 0% financing is back in a big way on many of your favorite Nissan models, but only for a limited time. Buy today and save up to $11,000 off MSRP on remaining 2016s as we make room for the 2017s. Get up to $5,000 off MSRP on the new Rogue SL or 0% for 72 months. Just click it and pick it now at lynchnissan.com. Lynch Nissan of Auburn, I-85 at exit 51.
Hi. We're looking for insurance.
Let's see who's free.
When insurance agents work for only one company, their options are simply limited. But a trusted choice independent agent is free to shop many companies for a better deal. Free to do what's right for you.
Did your team just win the big game? Are you looking for a unique way to honor a valuable employee? Lila's Engraving has you covered, offering a large selection of custom trophies and plaques. Lila's also offers cast aluminum car tags, custom engraved wine glasses, clocks, and wood cutting boards. They even offer custom framing for any art or picture as well. Lila's combines the best quality items with the fastest service around. With over 27 years of experience in the Alexander City and Lake Martin areas, Lila's Engraving is your only choice for custom awards and engraved gifts. Always remember, winners choose Lila's.
Whether it's a walk-off home run, a game-winning touchdown, or a buzzer beater, make sure Jay's Sports Grill is in your lineup. Located in downtown Sylacauga and a short drive from Highway 280, Jay's has the food you're looking for. Whether it's wings, fingers, burgers, or salads, they have it all. Come bring your family for a great meal, come hang out with your friends for the big game, or call them at 256-207-0700 to place your order. Make sure Jay's Sports Grill is in your lineup.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Justin Tuck, who was here today in Alexander City for the Build a Better Reader finale here at Stevens School. And first off, Justin, just want to say thank you for coming today.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So we'll start off with that first before we talk about some of the post things you have going on after football. But from a literacy standpoint, obviously you do have your Tuck's Rush for Literacy Foundation. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I mean, we're almost in our 10th year with our Rush campaign, and basically what we do is we go around to the areas that have supported me throughout my football sports careers, and we try to pick schools that need help, Title I schools, low-income area schools that really could utilize funding, could utilize our grant making, could utilize our programming, and it's really been beneficial for not only the schools we've helped out, but us. For me personally, me and my wife personally, get an opportunity to see the impact that we've been able to have throughout the nation with our programs, and these kids are really but have over the years really benefit from.
Yeah, and coming from a small town like Rockford and being from Coosa County, for you to be able to show that somebody from that state could, or from that level, could come up and reach to the success that you have, how does it feel to be able to come back now and be able to be such a momentum driver for your community?
I mean, that's what it's always been about for me. I grew up in a household with my dad, and we didn't have much. We had 7 of us, and you can imagine that things were thin on days, but they always found ways to help other people in need, and that not only for me, but for my brother and my sisters alike, it really set the page for what we were going to be and how we were going to look at things as adults. So obviously God has really smiled on me in my career in football, and it's really given me a lot of opportunities to make change, to be a part of helping some people out. And for me, I mean, it's a no-brainer. I think I get more of a kick out of it than they do, being able to come back and talk to kids, being able to, whatever it may be in light of, being of service to other people. So, like I always tell kids when I go speak to them, it doesn't matter where you're from. I grew up in Kellington, Alabama. I think the last census had us at 217 people. But it doesn't really matter where you're from. It's all about, whatever you want to do in life, there's no longer any excuses for you not being able to achieve that. And that's something I think we all have to continue to tell our kids that, because if you continue to tell them that, they'll figure out that you believe in them. And if you believe in them, they'll start believing in themselves. And I think you'll definitely see, the impact.
Yeah. We at Sportz Blitz are working on a new project called Sportz Blitz Classics. And many people don't realize, though, as great as you were on the football side of things, you were also a 2-time state champion for the Central Cougar basketball team. Can you talk a little bit about your high school background and what it was like to play athletics there?
Yeah, I mean, growing up in the small town, man, you know everybody. So it's not like you go to high school and you run into guys that you haven't played with before. I think that was a benefit for us, especially in Coosa County, because all of my Central high school team, we had played either with each other or against each other in the middle schools. So our chemistry was already there. Obviously, we had a great coach in Coach Blue, and the fan base there was just phenomenal. So, I mean, it was fun. I think looking back on it, man, it's probably one of my most memorable and enjoyable moments as an athlete, because at that point in time, it was just the game, man. It wasn't about, the politics or the money or, anything of that nature. It was just, kids getting out there and playing the game that they love playing, regardless of if anybody was watching us or not. So, those times will continue to be fun memories for me.
And speaking a little bit about Central Coosa, they bring in a new football coach, Barry Simmons, and after some years of, some down years there, especially since post days of you being around, now they seem to be on the up and up. First playoff appearance in quite some time. What advice or what experiences have you had so far with the team so far? Because I know that you did get an opportunity to come back last summer, and maybe that was a pusher for some of the success they've had this year.
Well, I just think, sometimes you just need a fresh start. Sometimes you got to get somebody that's not from the area. And, I think Coach Simmons is doing it the right way. He's building that program from ground up. And he's brought in a set of rules. He's brought in discipline. He's brought in expectations of what is expected of you as a Central athlete, as a Central football player. And for the guys that are not along in that road, no matter how talented you are, you're not going to play. And I think that sets a precedent for all the other guys, because at the end of the day, I think all these kids want to do is win. I think they want to win, and you bring in a coach like him that can provide that sense of leadership, that provide that sense of discipline while winning. I think it really sets you up to be successful in the long run. So I'm rooting for him. I already told him if he ever needs my help, he has it. And again, I think he's doing it the right way.
And speaking of winning, although you do have the orange and blue shirt on today, you are an alumni of the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Before we talk about the career on the pro side of things, just reflecting back, we had a couple jabs there before the interview started, but just your time there at Notre Dame and what it meant to be an Irish football player.
I think for me personally, man, I looked at it a little bit in the wrong light when I was there. I didn't really appreciate what it really meant to be Notre Dame Fighting Irish in my 4 years there. As I graduated and left the campus and really had the opportunity to kind of see what it means to other people when they walk up and they ask you where you went to school at, and I say Notre Dame, and it's like the conversation switches. Their demeanor or their attitude toward the conversation totally switches. And I mean, in a lot of ways, man, Notre Dame is. I mean, it's like a cult. I know that's not the right word I want to use, but it is, because people really just either you really, really, really love Notre Dame or you really, really, really hate Notre Dame. There's no in-betweens about it. And I've seen things where old women walk on campus with their shoes off in snow. That's the reverence that they have for the university, and it's been a special place for me and my family. I met my wife there. They have continually supported me in everything that I've done. Obviously while I was there, but obviously post as well. So, I'm in debt to them. And I'll just say this, as my dad always tells me, as a teenager, he did his best job to, make me a man. He sent me off to Notre Dame, and when I came back from Notre Dame, they had finished the job. And I think that speaks volumes. And I'm saying that because I went to Notre Dame, but I know there are schools, all over the country that do the same thing. And that's what I equate to being a very prominent and a very special place. When you take little boys like I was when I left there, and when they return, they come back as men, and I think that's the highest compliment I can get in university.
Yeah, and so moving on to the pro days, again, some attribute or some accolades that you had: 2-time Super Bowl champion, 2 times Pro Bowler, All Pro team as well in 2008. Always pushed for you, always was somebody that wanted you to succeed. But I have to rip you a little bit. I'm a huge Patriots fan. You cost me 19-0. I hate that happened, but I was rooting for the Giants. I was rooting for you. I'm not gonna say I was rooting for the Giants, but I was rooting for Brady and the Patriots. So can you just flip back a little bit on your time with the Giants and finishing up with Oakland, just your time in the NFL?
No, I gotta rip you a little bit. Where are you from originally? I'm from here. You from Alabama? Yeah. And how do you become a Patriot fan growing up in Alabama?
All right. Well, all right. See, now we do have plenty of tape. All right. I'm gonna have to give the background. And the person that's filming this, Michael Forehand, he got me into fantasy football. So, 2007, I make the move to get.
You became a Patriots fan in 2007.
I did. Now I know that's a terrible. Hold on. Now hold on. Time. No. All right. So this is. Long story short, we make a trade. I get Randy Moss, and this is before all of it happens. And so Tom Brady's still Tom Brady, not throwing 50 touchdowns. Tom Brady, he's manageable, Tom Brady. And then he blew up, and then I kind of just followed it from that point on. But I don't know. That makes me look bad because I am. But I'm not a fan of the Falcons. Anybody here? But nobody really. I'm a fan of players. But I do like Belichick and Brady and those guys. So sorry, no knock on Coach Coughlin. But
you be the judge. I'm not gonna say it. You just be the judge. Now, who was you a fan of in 2006?
All right. See, this is the other part. So I was really a big Peyton. So before I got into fantasy football, I was a Colts fan. I really liked Peyton, but my allegiances had to change.
Stop.
All right, man. See, I know you can't. All right.
So you telling me that you went from loving Peyton Manning and the Colts to loving Brady and the Patriots?
That sounds like a bandwagon type of fan, but it's really not. My allegiance has stayed strong for the last 10 years.
If that's not the definition of a traitor.
Well, I look at it as
Who do you think is the worst traitor ever in U.S. history?
Benedict Arnold.
Say your name.
Man, Man, this has been one of my favorite interviews already. But seriously though, I always did push for you. And so even the second Super Bowl, I was pushing a little bit more for you then than the first one, but I really wanted that 19-0. But again, just talking, how the NFL impacted you personally and some of the things you're looking forward to post NFL.
I think the NFL, the platform that the NFL Shield provides us players. If you use it the right way, man, it really opens up a lot of doors for you. If you go and you play the sport and you do the things the right way. Again, it's just similar to Notre Dame. They really look out for you, and they want to see you succeed in whatever it is that you want to do after that. For me, man, luckily for me, I understood that the NFL stands for not for long. So once I started to kind of make a name for myself there, I started to really think about what I wanted to do next. And entrepreneurship degree in Notre Dame, business was always something that I found enlightening and something I really wanted to do. So I just started working with guys that would have me in their office. The private equity space is really, really sexy right now, and that's something that I've had opportunity to work in the last 3-4 off seasons. Getting an opportunity to go back to college. I'm 32 years old. I'm going to go back to school and get my MBA from the University of Pennsylvania, the Wharton School there, with a focus on private equity real estate. So that's something that obviously I don't think I had the opportunity to do if not for the relationships and the contacts that I made while playing football.
I got you. Well, Justin, thoroughly enjoyed watching you through your years with the Giants. Taking over Strahan was definitely something that we were all excited about, and you definitely filled those shoes as great as anybody could. And then even going over to the Bay Area, doing your thing there as well. So it was good to see you there. But again, we just want to say thank you for the impact that you made on the community, and we look forward to seeing all the things you accomplish post NFL.
Thank you very much.
All right, thanks, Justin. For the Sportz Blitz Live look in, I'm Scott Hart. Back to you guys.
Start the new year in a new Honda at Sarah Honda of Sylacauga. Like a new Civic for just $172 a month during our first big sale of the year at Sarah Honda of Sylacauga on Highway 280.
Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280, is the Lake Martin area's complete automotive solution. At Walls, you'll find a dedicated staff offering top quality service from routine maintenance to a full engine overhaul and everything in between. Brian Walls and the folks at Walls Tire are local folks that you know, and they provide the best service always at a fair price. Find out what the rest of the Lake Martin area already knows. Walls Tire is the Lake Martin area's complete automotive solution. Just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280.
When you're born, you're really young. You're like 0 years old. My grandma tells me to quit growing up so fast. But what can I do about it? My mom keeps throwing me birthday parties.
Russell Medical, comprehensive care in your corner of the world.
Skag, the toughest name in lawnmowers. Unmatched quality and performance for over 3 decades. The clear choice, the best mower money can buy for work or at home. Top lawn care professionals and discerning homeowners know that Skag means productivity and reliability. Every Skag mower is proudly built right here in the USA. Don't settle for anything less than simply the best. Skag.
Satterfield Outdoor Living on Highway 280 in Alex City.
Hey, it's Steve from the Car Stereo Shop in Auburn, and after 10 years of serving the good people of East Alabama and West Georgia, we're still doing business the same way, offering the best products at the best prices with the area's best warranties and installing them with the area's best technicians. With great customer service, a knowledgeable sales staff, and our commitment to customer satisfaction, along with the best selection of the latest technology in the industry, there's no reason to shop anywhere else. Shop with confidence. Shop at the Car Stereo Shop in Auburn.
Get out and go in a new Altima, just $18,988. During the Nissan Now sales event, a new 2017 Altima is just $18,988. at Sarah Nissan of Sylacauga.
Thanks, guys. I'm joined here today by the head football coach of the Benjamin Russell Wildcats and the newest inductee into the Alabama High School Athletic Association Hall of Fame, Danny Horn. Coach, thanks for joining us today.
Appreciate it.
All right, Coach, well, before we dive into the interview a little bit, can you just describe what it's like to officially be a member of the Hall of Fame after such a distinguished career so far?
Well, it's a great honor, and it's a very humbling experience, and Alabama High School Athletic Association, they do a great job with that. I've been there, several times honoring other inductees, but they do a great job. It's first class, and it's a really humbling experience.
Well, before we talk about your current position as the head coach of the Wildcats, let's take a trip back to memory lane, down memory lane rather, as you were the coach of Clay County at that point. So could you talk a little bit about what it was like to be the coach there and being on both sides of the Benjamin Russell-Clay County rivalry?
Well, I graduated from Clay County in 1980. I know that's a long time ago, but and then I coached at Randolph County for 5 years, and then that job came open, and I applied and got it. And and Clay County has always been pretty good, but they just never had gotten over the hump yet. And finally, in '92, we finished second in our area, and then actually played Randolph County in like the second round, and we beat them, and that kind of got it going actually in '92, and we made it to the semifinals where Hazelwood beat us. But then that kind of got everybody kind of going, and then in '94, it started a 3-year run where we won 3 years in a row and had that 55-game winning streak. And after that, it just winning breeds winning, and after that, everybody believed in what we was doing, and we was just really good year after year. There were couple years where we went 6-6 and 6-5, but overall we had a lot of good teams.
And you bring up the 55-game win streak, and obviously during that stretch in the 90s, that team was one of the best in the state, if not nationally. What do you think, or can you just describe what that was like, rather, to be in a community as tight-knit as Ashland and to have that much success and to be able to produce as many wins as you guys did?
Well, during the streak, really didn't know much about it until it got in the 40s, and then somebody even brought it to my attention. When you're coaching, you're not worried about, you just worried about the next game and trying to be successful. And looking back now, the streak was actually something really special. It's 55 games, and that's hard to somebody to beat. But that'd be somebody, eventually that will beat it. But Ashland's a small community, and and it was just a great atmosphere. The kids grew up when they was little wanting to play ball, and I've had a lot of good players and a lot of good assistant coaches there, and it just all worked out.
Well, you bring up having the kids that wanted to grow up to play for Clay County, and if you talk to any of the people at least my age or even a little older who's had the opportunity to play for you, there's this like Paul Brett Bryant, or for our younger viewers, Nick Saban type of allegiance to you. So can you talk a little bit about your relationship with the players you've had over the years?
Well, I feel like I'm a player's coach. There's some things as you get older that they're not worth fooling with as it was when I was younger. I guess that's growing old, but there, of course, you still got your principles that you're going, that's not going to change. And I expect, players to do what's right, and we expect them to do what's right in the classroom and out of the classroom. And we expect them to go 100%. And Nowadays it's getting tougher and tougher because, kids are being raised a little bit different than what they were. We're not quite as mentally and physically tough as kids were in the past, and I'm not so sure it's as much them as how they're being raised in today's society. But, kids going to be kids. You just got to, they let them know what they can and can't do, and go from there.
And again, we're here with the head football coach of the Benja Russell Wildcats, Coach Danny Horn, who was recently inducted into the 2017 class of the SSA Hall of Fame. And, Coach, we were joking a little bit before the interview about me having on my Clay County colors, so I'm going to try to transition over to the Wildcats a little bit. When you came into Benja Russell, it was a low time for the Wildcats, and even earlier on during your tenure, but you were able to get things going, especially once Bryant came along his freshman year, and that really kind of elevated the program. But can you talk a little bit about the transition from when you first became the coach at Benja Russell to your current time now?
Well, we wasn't too good when first came. That's no secret. But you just got to keep believing in what you're doing is right. And we kept doing the same thing, kept trying to get a better work ethic and better more physical and stronger in the weight room. And over time that it just developed in that. Bryant's class is a good group. That class above Bryant was a good group, and it just translated. I'm not fool enough to believe that I'm going to go and win with, not good talent. I mean, that's just any coach will tell you're as good as your players. And we developed a good relationship with those players, and it developed in having 4 straight 10-win seasons or actually more. And last year was a little let down, but I'm already looking forward to this coming year, and I think we got a chance to be pretty good.
After having as much success as you did at Clay County, what would it mean to be able to bring a championship to Benja Russell in the city of Alexander City?
Well, it would mean a lot, for the kids. I've been, it's like I told them, I've been through it. I know what it's like, and they just need the experience, and then that's why I hate, with Bryant and them senior year, I thought we had a slight chance of doing something, and then 2 years ago when Tyree and them, that class, and we just fell a little short. But, I want it for the kids. They need the experience. And once you experience something like that, it's all about memories. It's all about having fond memories when you was playing. And I hate we haven't delivered that yet, but, we still got a couple more years that hopefully we can deliver one.
Absolutely. And as we get ready to wrap things up, if you take a look at the coaching staff now for the Wildcats, there's some guys who played under you at Clay County. What has that been like to see these guys grow up and have their families and being able to coach and be a part of the program that you're now coaching?
Oh, it's great. I'm telling you, to look and see, my staff, I got several, like you said, that's played with me, and the ones that were here when I got here, they've coached with me long enough where, I feel like they're part of me too. And it's great to see kids, come back. I had a kid come back the other day and just came up there and just thanked me for what I've done. And it took 5 seconds. He just said, "Coach, I want to thank you for all you did." At the time, it was pretty tough. But, now I realize what you was talking about, and I do appreciate it. And he said, "I got to go to work," and he left. And, things like that is what makes this worthwhile. I think.
When you need plumbing service, call on the professionals at A&M Plumbing, LLC. For over 20 years, our mission has been to provide the best possible service available in the industry, and we specialize in solving difficult problems. We offer a wide range of services, such as installation, service, repair and replacement of common fixtures, water heaters, toilets, faucets, drains, sewer lines, and septic tank pumping and cleaning services. Unlike many companies, our septic tank services include field line testing. Our knowledgeable staff will be happy to answer any of your questions. So call A&M Plumbing, LLC today.
If you had $6,000, how would you spend it?
I'd pay bills.
How about a new car? Vacation!
At Hyundai of Auburn today, you can get the new car and do the other things.
What?
How?
Pick out your dream car and drive away with as much as $6,000 to spend however you'd like.
America's Best Warranty and $6,000?
Luxury and $6,000.
Be thinking how to spend your $6,000. HyundaiofAuburn.com.
Vacation!
What value would you gain working with Lee Marketing Group? With 4 divisions under one umbrella, Sign Source, Lee Apparel, R&B Media, and LMG Baker Advertising Agency, Lee Marketing Group offers a comprehensive approach. From logo design and branding to ad placement and everything in between, LMG can handle it all. For ease of time, cutting edge, results-driven marketing campaigns, think LMG. Lee Marketing Group, your comprehensive marketing solution.
A1 Four Seasons, a division of Jackson Refrigeration, is Central Alabama's Alabama Power Superior Solutions dealer. With the summer months approaching, the temperatures are rising, and so will your power bill if you don't have one of the latest 410A heat pumps. With R22 Freon prices on the rise, now is the time to make the switch to a new, more efficient unit that will save you hundreds of dollars on your yearly power bill. Call A1 Four Seasons at 256-234-4457.
Lake Area Realty is Lake Martin's Century 21 real estate company that proudly serves all the Lake Martin area. Rhonda Gaskin and her staff of caring professional realtors offers full sales for buyers and sellers in the area and can even help you with finding rentals or managing your current property. Whether it's your dream lake home, waterfront property, area family home in town, or just a starter home, Lake Area Realty can handle it all and advise you on all your needs. Buying and selling real estate is important to the professionals at Century 21. Lake Area Realty are your friends in real estate. Call or visit lakearearealty.net.